If you have a problem with no or low chlorine in the pool, one of the important things to check is the output on the chlorinator. So we need to make sure initially that the pump is running for an appropriate number of hours for the time of year, something like 4 hours in winter, 6 hours in spring and autumn, and 8 hours in summer, to make sure we're getting the appropriate turnover and filtration. Then we'll check the output on the chlorinator. If you are having low chlorine, it would be important to turn the output on the chlorinator all the way up to 100%. That way we're allowing the full production of the chlorinator to try and maintain a chlorine level in the pool. The next thing you're going to do is actually visually inspect the salt cell, and what you hopefully will be able to see is some bubbles coming off of the metal plates in the cell chamber, which would indicate that there is chlorine production at that time. So what we can see here is a salt cell. This is where the chlorine production happens. You can see the water coming into the salt cell and then going back towards the pool. You can see coming into the salt cell, the water's quite clear. On the return side, we can see these fine bubbles, almost a mist in the water. That is part of the reaction that's taking place when it's producing chlorine, and you can see there that this salt cell is producing chlorine. If we were to turn the production off, so you can see now, because the chlorine set point in this pool has been met, the probes have actually turned the cell output right down. So you can see here that there's no chlorine production in the salt cell. So if you were having a problem and the cell wasn't producing and you had it turned all the way up, you would typically see the water in the salt cell looking something like this. Different manufacturers' salt cells produce different levels of gas. However, for the most part, you should be able to see a production from any cell if it is producing chlorine.